Hey guys, what's up? It's Nan here, and today I'm going to be doing a but I'm going to be talking to you guys about how problematic the show Gossip Girl is. This is a little bit different than the videos I normally do, but it's basically going to be like any type of talking just with me video where I talk about important things and I talk about show reviews. So today I'm just going to be I like the show Gossip Girl. I really do. I've watched it plenty of times, but I'm just going to be telling you guys about how problematic it is today because I thought there were a lot of important issues that I should address. So yeah, let's get right first. Let me preface this video by saying that the Gossip Girl show is TV-14 and has a lot of content that might not be appropriate for people at a young age. I myself am young, of course, but I definitely watched Gossip Girl before I was 14. I'm not 14 now. So I'm just going to say that if you're younger than me, it might not be a good idea to watch this video, or please clear it with somebody who's older than you just to make sure it's appropriate for you, because I definitely want this to be a kids-friendly channel. And alright, let's just get right into it. I don't know why my face looks so red right now, but anyways. So let me start with the character Nate Archibald, because a lot of people really like Nate, and he's like their favorite character. And he's supposed to be kind of like the nice guy or whatever in the show. But he has done a lot of questionable things, and as we know that really everybody in the show Gossip Girl has. So I'm just going to talk about him. So the main problem I have with Nate is that he dates a lot of young girls, and it's really weird because especially when he's out of college or still in college, he's dating girls who are closer to high school or just like in high school. And one of the girls he's dating is like definitely she's like 16 or something, Sage I think her name is, and he was like working. He was like definitely past the age of 22 I think. So that was really, really bad because first, it's pretty much illegal and he should not be dating a minor. And the fact that she's in high school is so gross because he's a full adult and they're totally in different stages of life, different stages of maturity. And this kind of paints the wrong idea to young viewers that he is dating such a young girl, which is just not okay. And it's not something it doesn't really matter how in love or whatever they are, it's just not okay. And they highlight these kind of relationships and make it seem like it's okay when it's really not. It's not just Sage, it's Jenny, it's Lola, it's the other girl, Charlie or whatever. He just does not date people his age, and that is something that I have a huge problem with, and that is a really bad part of the show, I think. By the way, this is not really me hating the show in a sense, because I definitely have watched it multiple times. It's kind of a comfort show of mine. But these are some things that I find that are really harmful to people who don't know any better. Me, I do know better, I'd like to say, because I know enough about this kind of stuff to not think those kind of things are okay. But to people who might not have experienced anything like that, they might see it on TV and think it's fine. So that's why I'm talking about this kind of stuff. Another thing throughout the show, and I've seen this from Nate Archibald too, but honestly it's kind of throughout the entire show. A lot of people do this, and it's the sexualization of minors and the whole schoolgirl look, uniform, whatever. And I have a huge problem with this because first of all, minors should not be sexualized. And people who are above the age of 18 being with and sexualizing people under that age, that's basically pedophilia. So it's not okay for them to do that, first of all. And then the whole schoolgirl thing is so weird to me because anybody who's in school is a minor. Except maybe your senior year, but it doesn't matter in the grand sense because a school uniform is something that people like to learn in, and the school promotes a unified front and it's professional. That's why a uniform is there. It's not to be for people to be looking at people's short skirts and whatever. That's completely inappropriate. And the fact that they kind of say that's hot or that's cute or whatever is just a huge problem to me, because those are just young girls in the uniform that their school told them to wear. So that's another thing. So now I'm going to talk about Chuck Bass. Obviously, there's so much to unpack about this character. And I know that I'm going to make a bunch of people mad because I know a bunch of people love him, but I do not. Because I think that Chuck Bass is known as like the toxic guy, and they give him like redemption in the show or whatever. But I think they just try to excuse a lot of bad things he's done in the past, and they play to the fact that he's like attractive or whatever. And a lot of girls are like, oh, he's like so hot or whatever. They find him attractive, and they kind of they ignore everything he's done that's bad just because of his looks and because he's good now or whatever. The character Chuck Bass, especially in the first seasons, has said a lot of really bad misogynistic things, and he's also said a lot of really disgusting, inappropriate things as well. And in the first episode itself, he definitely tries to sexually assault, and he almost does, to two people, not just one. In the first episode, Jenny and Serena, and a lot of people overlook Serena, but that happened to her too, and it was really bad. And he just never faced like repercussions for his actions, and that's why I got so mad. Like, people just forgave him or whatever, but it's just not something to be overlooked. But aside from doing all of that, he's still a very manipulative and toxic person. We can see this in his relationship with Blair, because I know everybody loves him and Blair together, so again, I'm going to make people mad about this. But the thing is, I don't know how to say this correctly, but so when Blair tells him that she's getting engaged to Louis and she's getting married to him or whatever, she comes and tells him. And he basically says, like, I need you, Blair, I love you, like, you need to stay with me. This is an example of a toxic relationship and a manipulative person, because of the fact that he is obviously not in an emotionally stable state, and he's telling Blair that he needs her to make her stay with him. When she does not want to stay with him, she wants to move on with her life, and she wants to be with the prince. So she's at that point where she wants to move on and break up with him. But he is not ready to let her go, so he's trying to convince her to stay with him. But he's like being really aggressive about it, and he's like trying, and that's like very manipulative, that he's saying like, I need you, like, I can't go on without you and stuff like that, because he's trying to make her stay with him when she doesn't want to. And then when she's like, no, like, I didn't come here for that, he gets kind of abusive, and he like almost like hits her and stuff like that. So that is an example of him being very abusive. And so that's my Chuck Bass rant. And now we are going to move on to Serena, who I don't particularly like the character, but you know what? I've seen a lot of things happen to her that are definitely not okay and should not be romanticized in the media. Let's get to it. So, from the first season, we can see Serena van der Woodsen being like the really pretty, she kind of lives the really nice, rich life or whatever. And in the first season, I could see a lot of older men try to sexualize her and be really creepy towards her, being like, oh, you're so pretty, you have a great body, and like, that is totally brushed over. And I'm sitting here like thinking, why is this being normalized? Like, older men coming and trying to, I don't know, it's so weird to me that that's just like a normal thing, and it definitely should not be a normal thing. So I don't want people to be thinking that that's normal just because like you're pretty, people come up and like that's not okay. That's definitely not okay. So that's what I want to make very clear. And people often brush off the fact that, again, Chuck almost sexually assaulted her, and he tries to take advantage of her when she's been drinking. In the first episode itself, people kind of brush it off because they're like, oh, she's Serena van der Woodsen, oh, she wants it, or whatever. Like, no, she clearly doesn't, and like, I just simply don't understand how that's in any way okay. And then Also, Serena van der Woodsen has also been really like slut shamed and everything because, like, what? Like, people have just done the same things as her, especially men, and they don't get as much backlash as her just because of the double standards. If she wants to do whatever she wants to do, that's her choice. Like, and everybody just shames her for it, and I thought that was just not okay either. The whole show is also highly classist, but that's the point, so I'm not really gonna attack that part of the show because obviously it's Manhattan's elite, so that's probably what they're trying to showcase, right? But anyways, yeah, they definitely shame girls for not like wearing the richest shoes and whatever. And Jenny went through that, and so many other girls went through that in the show. And in Constance, also, they're like definitely a lot of the girls have like trigger warning, I guess, EDs. And this is because of girls shaming them for like not being stick thin, which I just want to get it out there. Like being skinny isn't everything, and you should definitely not focus on that. You should focus on doing what's right for you and doing what's healthy for you. So just wanted to get that out there because shows like this can kind of make it seem like her mom tells her in the first episode, her mom tells Blair that like you're so pretty, you're so thin, you know, you need to enjoy life. But like you can enjoy life even though you're not skinny, you know? Skinny is not weight does not equal happiness. That's what I just want to tell you guys because they just that could show somebody that could just try to tell somebody that like they could just get the wrong idea and think that being skinny is the only way they can be happy or popular or whatever, which is completely wrong. Finally, I don't know if this is finally actually, but also they use the F slur in the show, which is not okay. Obviously, it's a slur, and I don't think it should be used in the show at all. And he calls Eric, I think, who Eric is gay, and he calls him the F slur, which is very offensive. And I, yeah, that's basically it. It's pretty self-explanatory why that's bad. So y'all, that's basically it. I'm sure I could probably talk for a bit longer about this, but I want to keep it trying to be short and not boring, and also I want to try to keep this as appropriate as it possibly can be. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much, as always, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a bit different than what I usually do, so thank you so much for everybody who's supporting me. Hope you have a great day and a great holiday break, and I will try to be posting more during the break. So, thank you guys. Bye!